Okay, this video is going to be on some miscellaneous floor plan symbols, and we're going to start off with some fireplaces. You have uh, two different, well, I say two different types. You have different types of fireplaces. You got your traditional masonry fireplace, which is made of brick that you burn logs in, and has a brick chimney, that goes through the roof. And then you have prefabricated fireplaces that you can buy at the store and you put in the wall, and they're a metal box. They may have some brick lining to the inside, and they will have a metal chimney flue. And then you have, and some of these can be wood burning. And then you have the gas log only type fireplaces, which is a prefabricated metal box. You put it in. It has the fake logs that uses a gas and it just emits a flame. Not a lot of heat, but some. Uh, we're going to draw some, the traditional type in our floor plan that we're doing, um, and I give you some layout dimensions on the floor plan that we're doing. But just kind of clue you in here, inside the firebox area, you've got what's known as fire brick, and it gets a cross hatching uh, because it's a different type material than the rest of it. And the rest of it is a brick or a combination of brick and block. And there'll be a hearth out in front that comes out 18 inches minimum. That's a fireproof material in case, sparks fly out or a log rolls out, doesn't set your carpet on fire, things like that. This angle here, it typically is drawn at 15 degrees. Okay. And then the depth, everything is kind of keyed to the size of the opening. And this is not a good graphic. I know, I apologize for that. But our textbook gives us a little more information, and the one that you're drawing, I give you everything you need to know. Okay, a fireplace, if we're designing one for a room, then it needs to be sized to the room. Okay, so a larger room gets a larger fireplace. A smaller room gets a smaller fireplace. These are some typical sizes um, for a masonry fireplace, and you can get prefab ones also that come in standard sizes. But a normal fireplace size is going to be this 36 to 40 inch width, and it gives you a height and then the depth of it. Okay, and there's charts available that tell you what size fireplace you go in what size room, because you don't want to overpower the room with too much heat or not enough heat. Um, okay, yeah, steel fireplaces, you get prefabricated ones. Um, you can get the vent-free gas. If it's a wood burning fireplace, you're going to have a clean out, kind of a trap door in the bottom of it that allows ashes to be pushed down into the bottom of the chimney, and then down in the basement or outside there'll be a clean out door that you can open up and you can shovel out the old ashes. Um, then you've got a wood stove, which of course is a pre-manufactured, of course, and they stand out away from the wall typically. It needs a fireproof floor around it and behind it because of the heat generated. And there's very specific criteria uh, that you should follow when designing for these things. They can be wood burning, as this one is. There are pellet stoves that burn wood pellets that you load into a hopper. And then there's still coal burning stoves available that would burn coal, or any combination of those things. But they do need clear space from a combustible wall or a non-combustible wall, and then the pipe going up into the chimney. There's very specific sizes and spaces and things like that that you need. Uh, yeah, okay. Some other symbols, a hose bib, and there's not a hose bib on here. Typically, a hose bib is the outdoor faucet for your water hose. And oftentimes it's drawn off the wall and it's just like a T shape. There's an example in the textbook. Most garages, the floor should slope slightly toward the door so that any water that's on the car when you pull in will drain back toward the door. Or a floor drain may be installed also. Some other things, some attic um, and crawl spaces. These are like scuttle holes or it could be attic stairs to get up into the attic. They're typically drawn with a dash line. It can be above a closet. This one would be really difficult to get into. Oftentimes they may be in a hallway or in the garage is another way. Floor drains, you don't see floor drains in houses that often, except for maybe in a garage. But in commercial buildings, you will see floor drains in a lot of bathrooms or where HVAC equipment, things like that go. But it's typically drawn a circle, about a 4 to 6 inch circle with angle lines to indicate the slope. Let's see. We are going to have wall sections, and we use a cutting plane line, just like in mechanical drafting. Okay, but in this case, we put a symbol on the end, and we have like a triangle indicating the direction of view of the section. And then in the circle itself, we'll have uh, a letter or a number indicating which section this is. Like this one is section A on this page, okay? And you can find it on sheet number 5. Okay, so if you turn over to sheet number 5 and you find section A, that would be the wall section through this part of the building right here. Um, and we're going to get more into this when we actually draw our wall section. Okay, so you'll see how it goes. And as always before, use your layers when you're inserting these things that they're on the correct layer. And it's always easier to use the symbols in the design center or a block that's already created.